North County Board of Education regular meeting, June 30th, 2026, 6 p.m. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present. Item 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Brogan is the most patriotically dressed person here tonight, so I think it's appropriate to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Item 3, we have approval of agenda or adjustments.
I'd like to make a motion that we move, part G under new business to after personnel.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we move part G under new business and handle that after personnel. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote, we will move part G under new business. We will handle that after personnel.
Motion, we move R.T. Rogers on the bills to be paid separately.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Harvey to pull R.T. Rogers from the bills and handle that separately. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. The minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote, we will pull R.T. Rogers from the bills and handle that separately. Any other adjustments?
Well, item B, on the paper. That, it says discussions like possible actions missing. We should add action to the item. D, first one.
D,
Item D.
the word action is missing. On A.
Okay.
I'll
We have
make that
a
motion to add the word action to item D. I got it.
I'll second.
motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. Brogan. That under item D, we add the word action after possible and before regarding. Is that correct?
Good catch.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote. We have added the word action after possible and before regarding on item D. Any other items?
Make a motion to approve the agenda with the aforementioned changes.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Harvey, that we approve the agenda with the aforementioned changes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote. The agenda with the aforementioned changes has been approved. Item 6, we have employee discipline. I'm sorry, 4. Okay, in my defense, this is a little faded, but there's no excuse for that. Thank you.
I'll make a motion under West Virginia Code 6-9A-4.
Thank you. I was looking up signatures at paragraph 2.
Paragraph 3.
30,
issue of
okay.
Discipline that we go into executive session.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me retract that, not student discipline, personnel, paragraph 2.
Paragraph 2. Okay, so, we have a motion by Mrs. Harvey. According to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4, paragraph 2, employee discipline, that we go into executive session.
I'll second.
We have a second by Mr. McBride. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote at 6:06 p.m. We will now go into executive session. Okay. Executive session ended at 6:16 PM. So item 4, under employee discipline, Dr. Knott, your recommendation?
Is, the 10-day suspension without pay.
Make a motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation.
A second.
Motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mrs. Farley, that we accept the superintendent's recommendation. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. The minutes showed by a 5-0 vote, the superintendent's recommendation has been approved. Presentations?
None.
None. Public comment?
None.
Okay. Item 7, we have 2 sets of minutes before us. Do we need to pull those out and do them separately, or are you all okay with them? Okay.
Would you like me to tell you about the,
Yeah, if you want to fill us in on that one. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, the May 26th regular meeting had not been approved yet because we needed to follow up about subject, the virtual option. And we did get clarification from Jocelyn Elmer, school finance coordinator at the Office of School Operations and Finance, that if the cost structure is based on per student tuition registration fees rather than a negotiated service contract under WVDE policy 8200, these expenditures are classified as tuition or fee payments and are exempt from competitive bidding requirements.
So that's why we had postponed those. We were waiting to get clarification on that.
I'll make a motion that we approve both minutes.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we approve both sets of minutes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 4-0 vote, with Mr. Brogan abstaining, that both the 5:26 and 6:09 minutes have been approved. Item 8. We will handle first the RT Rogers bill.
I'll make a motion to pay RT Rogers.
Second.
A motion by Mr. McBride, seconded by Mrs. Farley, that we pay the bill for RT Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes show by a 4-0 vote, with Mr. Brogan recusing himself, that the bill for RT Rogers has been approved for payment. Okay, we have the remainder of the bills before us.
Is there any, I appreciate the notes, that's what has to get reimbursed back to the State Department. Is there any?
Can I make a comment on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so whenever I was going through all of our grant awards, there are several that, these are the ones that they've expired. So whenever I was going through them, I looked at them to see how we got those funded, if they were federally funded or state funded grant awards. And all of these are state funded grant awards. And a lot of these, like the esports curriculum, I've reached out to the high school multiple times before it actually expired and said, hey, we have this money, please spend it, please spend it. The directors also, so what normally happens, or what has happened historically, is when we receive a grant award, it will go to the director. It also goes to whoever else is in charge of it, whatever school it'll go to. The director also reaches out to the principals, lets them know they have money also to spend. Whoever's in charge of that program, they have money to spend. And then whenever, as I'm monitoring, when these, because we have an obligation date, which is the first date, and then we have a liquidation date of whenever we have to make sure everything's spent by. So if it's not obligated by that date, then we can't do anything with it. Then if it's not liquidated, all of these had a liquidation date of either sometime before So like the esports, it had an obligation date of March 31st. Nothing had ever been done with it, and a liquidation date of 6/30. So there was nobody spent money, $1,100. It had also been extended one time before. So there was nothing to do with it. There was also a teacher of the year that was from fiscal year 22. So, and she has also moved to another county. So that grant money does not go to that other county with that teacher. It would stay here. But we keep carrying that grant award from fiscal year 22, but we can't do anything with it. And it's been expired for several years. So whenever I was going through all these grants, there was one from, that simulated workplace. It was from 2020, and it had already been extended one time, and we cannot extend it anymore. So just trying to clean up this stuff because we can't keep carrying it forward. We can't do anything with it. They've already been extended.
Cleaning house.
Absolutely.
What about the truancy diversion program? How did they leave that much money? in the paper?
So that one, whenever I looked at it, because I was trying to find alternate ways to actually spend that money, because I thought maybe we could spend it on our alternative ed. And JP Mowry was here at the end of last week. Yeah, at the end of last week. My days are running together. But he was here last week, and I even asked him, I said, could we spend it on alternative ed? But the way that the grant was written, I'm guessing that prior to, it was written specifically for probation, and we don't have anybody in that position at this time. So I did try to stretch as much as I possibly could with anything. And whenever I put this list together, I was like, can you just make sure I'm not thinking, because I was like, hey, can I not move funds into this? All this has already been audited, and they know that we haven't spent these funds. So now to try to go in and put expenses into a previous year that we haven't done anything, I don't feel like that's really ethical to do. So I think the best thing to do is send it back to the state.
Does any of that affect potential for future things?
I don't think any of these will. Teacher of the year, that's one that all of the teachers across the state get. The state EL funds, we don't have any English as second language students.
Yeah.
So that's one of those, there's nothing that we can do with it. And the LEA Strive, that was one too. We just didn't have any expenses. So, if we don't have those expenses, I don't think we need to keep those funds extra. But I don't think any of these, to answer your question, I don't think sending the money back is going to be a negative for us. I actually think it's more responsible to show that we are, watching and monitoring. And if it's really not our money, we are sending it back to make sure that we're, being good with our money.
What was the Four Scratch training?
That's child nutrition,
Okay.
and it's to pay cooks on the off hours to learn scratch recipes. And
Okay.
then they divide the food for the scratch recipes, and with
Uh-huh.
our small, everybody in the state gets the same amount, but in our small county with only that many cooks,
Yeah.
we just couldn't spend it, and we get it every year.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Make a motion that we approve the remainder of the bills.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we pay the remainder of the bills. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote, the remainder of the bills have been approved for payment. Item 9, approved transfers and supplements.
Okay, so there should be two, and I did email those late this afternoon. I was trying to do as much cleanup as possible. Just a quick overview, all the budget supplements and transfers have to be in by tonight by 11:59. So that's all I was doing. That's why there's only the 3 on the table, because they were like 66 pages long, so I only did the 3. But you have the May one. This was just a quick cleanup in May. The transfers, just making sure that everything was, had a budget, making sure that there was money in every budget line item. And then the supplements, there were a couple grant awards that we had. Fund 51, I had made a mistake of the money. I thought we needed money in Fund 51. We did not. That was the SBA projects. And then we had some money that came in for student body activities, the P card rebate from the first quarter of 2026. And then the high school had some laptops. The seniors were able to sell their laptops back or buy their laptops. And that's where that money came in. Daniel had said that some of them couldn't find their chargers, so it was cheaper just to sell their laptop back than pay for a charger. So they were able to get a laptop. So we had some money that went back in there. And then the big one for the month of June, again, the transfers. Everything that we had, so there are several Fund 11 cleanups on there. Everything that we had extra, whether it was regular education, any of that sort of stuff, anything in Fund 11 general fund that did not need anything extra, because we also, Amanda worked hard on paying bills today. That's why the bills were so big, to get them all taken care of. Anything that we didn't need any extra money, I rolled it into contingency, make sure our contingency and reserve and carryover was as much as we possibly could have it at the end of the year. And then there was some Fund 61 cleanup as well. And then, again, any of the supplements that we had, we just had extra income that came in. It was an additional about $430,000 in the month of June that we had not originally budgeted, that we had come in. So our taxes, we have a little extra taxes. I will say that our local fuel tax, I don't know if it's been broken out before, but the money that we get back on our fuel tax is about $50,000 a year. So having the one tank and getting that, having the city, county use that, we do get about $50,000 with that being billed every year. So that's something that I just found interesting with tracking. And then SESC, we do have one more check remaining for that for the month of June, and we've spent a good bit of money with SESC. So I do anticipate a pretty decent reimbursement check there. And our interest revenue for the fiscal year was about $90,000. And that is not including the month of June. So we made good interest on our bank account this year. So that's always a good thing too. So those are the transfers and supplements for the last 2 months of this year.
And I appreciate the summarized sheet.
Yes. Okay, some of those entries are pretty long.
Yes, they are. All right, do I have a motion to approve transfers and supplements?
I'll make it. We'll approve those.
I have a second. A motion by Mr. McBride, seconded by Mrs. Harvey. We approve the transfers and supplements. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the transfers and supplements have been approved. Item 10, under old business, we have discussion or possible action regarding the levy. This would be the levy for November. We did ask for this to be a standing item on our agenda. So I don't know if anyone has something they would like to discuss or talk about regarding the levy running the levy in November. I will yield the floor and let you speak.
Does a decision need to be made?
So technically, if the calendar. So election day is November 3rd. As the office, we've kind of started looking at a plan if there is a vote to run the levy again, if the decision is made. We kind of looked at ball games and ideas to for events.
Public
to-
information.
Yeah, public information, and how we could set up at football games, the tailgate for education, some of those types of things. whenever we went down and talked to Megan Turner, talked to the city council, those types of things. I do think that there may be a couple people on board, to head a levy committee. So we would have to have, technically you have to have it 77 days prior to election day, which that would put it sometime in September. That would be the absolute latest. But if a decision wanted to be made now, we could always go ahead and start and just be proactive, go ahead and start doing what we needed to do now.
Do they think we need to do anything different on the call than what we ran in the spring?
Maybe that's something we need to have a powwow about. Did we do that at our workshop?
We could, we don't have a date yet for our workshop.
Yeah.
And
I thought we said the
did we set a date?
20th, we didn't set a time.
Okay, we set the
Okay.
date, not the time. Okay.
If we're gonna do it, I'd like to go ahead and get
The
started.
sooner we can get it, decide, make a decision,
but-
the better it'll be.
I think, well, I'm with Megan, but I
I'm
think
fine
we
with
need
it
to,
as is.
I'm not opposed to that. I just wondered if anybody wanted to discuss that. See, maybe if we had an area we had missed or maybe something. I mean,
So-
that's just my thinking.
One thing we can do, if we so choose, is decide if we want to run the levy or not. And then begin our informational campaign. And we could, up until, if I
We don't have to
understand,
have
correct,
the call.
we don't have to have the call. So we could promote what we've promoted previously. And if there is strong opposition to a particular item, or if there's strong support for adding or changing a piece of it, we could address that before the 77 days. So I think the most important thing that we do in fairly short order is decide if we want to move forward or not. And then we can begin our informational campaign. We can engage the interested parties that are willing to assist. And
And that would give them some time too, to hear from people.
Well, and if they want to, if they decide to have an actual levy committee, they will have to register with the state as I don't know that it's necessarily a political party, but they would have to register with the state. And if they collect money or do any of that sort of stuff, to take any, I guess it would be campaign contributions.
Any way to take over the last?
I'm not sure if they closed, I'm not sure if she closed anything.
I think that had to be closed out and reported
It probably, yes,
As-
it probably did.
as a zero balance. I think it did.
Mhm. It probably did, yes.
I was thinking it could possibly have been on little paperwork. If it's closed.
I myself have had a lot of positive feedback and, I also think that that's the closest we've come to passing a levy, and I think it would be a shame to give up now. That's just my opinion. I'm just one. As we've said in the past, I'm just one. But I feel like it'd be a shame to give up. And I have had positive feedback. And like I told you last time, especially on the way it was presented on the ballot. So,
And back to your question, I'm perfectly fine with running it like we have it. But also if,
No, I hear what you're saying.
yeah, if we get
Feedback,
feedback that maybe something we haven't thought of,
push it over the finish line.
right? So,
Well, I make a motion then that we, that we move forward with, running a levy again for the November 3rd election.
a second.
so we have a motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mrs. Farley, that we move forward with running a levy for the November 3rd election. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that we will move forward with a run levy for the November 3rd election. Item B, discuss for possible action to relocate the Summers County Central Office. This one's been on the agenda for a while. Dr. Knott and I did talk about it, so we would like to go ahead and do something with this so they can start making plans no matter which way we go. I was gonna give Dr. Knott an opportunity to talk about it one more time, if there's anything else you'd like to add. I know we talked about a few of the things here in this building.
If the vote, I mean, like I said, one way or the other. So, but if it's no, we can't move, we need to stay here. There are things that are going to happen here. We want to have the whole board office together and putting back in, it's gonna be an expense, but it's not like 250,000 expense or anything like that, but putting back in offices here instead of the half walls, real offices here, fixing the front entrance.
That would be with a man trap or,
With the man trap, yeah, just I mean, it needs. Possibly upgrading the bathroom. The bathroom is not ADA compliant. We've found mold over here on the floor recently. You can see it at the end of the meeting. We're going to try to get one way or the other, some testing done, like the air quality, the water. Water might be fine, but it's rusty. But you know, we want to know if we're going to be staying here. Well, anything else? But also, if students stay at the annex, there are some fire marshal report things that have to be corrected. One way or the other, if kids stay there.
one question I had that I thought about as I was thinking about this today, and you might be able to fill me in. So I should have sent you a message and so you could research it, but I apologize. When the board office was at the annex, how did the buses proceed to drop off the students?
They did it several ways. One, and Jay could probably tell you. Mr.
Yeah, I
McBride,
didn't think about checking.
At one point, they did go
Sorry,
through
Jay.
the.
They went
They
through-
went through the parking
the
lot.
The parking lot, which I was always opposed to.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then before we left, they were not going through the parking lot. I don't think they were going up the side like they do now.
Yeah, and there's nothing that would prevent that.
So were they go, when you say going up the side, the Brick
Brick
Street
Street.
or, because I know some buses drop off in front of the school on the 2-lane road
That's
That's in the
only
mornings.
in the morning.
in the mornings. In the evenings, they
They
don't.
don't pick up there yet.
No.
Okay.
They pick up on the Brick Street. They kind of line up, so there'll be, I think, several lines right there.
And I guess there had been some talk at one point about it possibly being a one-way street. They were gonna have to meet
Yeah.
with the people that lived on the
Yeah.
street. And
Yeah.
I guess that never went anywhere that we know of. Okay.
I think the city was supposed to be doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
One-way street of the Brick
The
Street.
brick.
And so if, well, even if they don't do that, we could repaint the parking lines too, on those spots that are in front of the annex. To where if you come in from, what street is that? Main Street?
That's the one on the front.
Yeah.
Main Street's.
So if you come in from that end, you're not disrupting the flow of school traffic. And you just pull in and the kids are going up the ramp that's guarded.
Well, we were there for years before.
Yeah. And you're just there before school.
Well,
Where
usually school, everybody's,
The way it's done now, people come up, if they're gonna drop off, they come up in front of the backside of school now,
Yeah, I wasn't talking about parent drop-offs. I was talking
Oh.
about like the staff.
the staff,
Parking.
yeah.
But anyway, y'all can figure that out. And then the the energy, the electric bills to get figured out for here?
I've contacted Mon Power, and I contacted them today, because I don't think, I talked with Frank and, Tracy, and to their knowledge, nobody had contacted them yet, so I contacted them today, and I haven't heard back. But we do believe that the meters are switched on that building and this building back here. We've had a meeting with,
Definitely Stifler.
yeah, I was trying to think of the organization, but
Yeah, like,
no, yeah. They brought it to our attention, so we do know that. But I will say that there are other, we need to talk to Mon Power because there are other, like Pocket has a very high electric bill. And we need to figure out if that's right or not. So hopefully within the next week, we can meet with them and get that straightened out and then find out, maybe they can do some kind of, I don't know, audit to see why it's so high, because it's really high.
Do you know what the difference was between this one and the old middle school power bill?
It's about 1,000, wasn't
So not a big difference. You know.
it? Oh,
1,000 a
big-
month?
yeah.
1,000 a month.
Oh, a month.
Oh,
Okay.
1,000 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Okay.
was gonna say, that is a big
Yeah,
difference.
that is.
yeah, it's a big difference.
So
In our favor.
In
I
our
was-
favor.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if Stephanie was coming to you smiling.
She came because she thought theirs was too high. And then when we figured out, she saw what ours was, then it was like, oops. You know, yeah.
Any other questions, comments?
Well,
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the relocation of the central office.
A motion by Mrs. Harvey. Do I have a second? I'll second it.
oh,
Motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by myself. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 3-2 vote that the relocation has been approved. Item C, discussion or possible action regarding the Hinton area elementary parking lot.
This is that empty lot that was listed as one of the, Hinton Land Reuse Project. We got excited because it was the one right there by Hinton area, so we went and looked at it. We were gonna do the application, which is due in 3 days, but, Megan, the city manager, said that it's not for sale. There's, other opportunities that are gonna come up that, kind of catty-cornered across from the annex on the other street, but there's still a house on that property. So-
Is it one of the houses kind of up on the bank or?
Mhm.
I think it was like a 125 Main Street. It's like I think it's a white house or a blue house. And
Well,
it's-
she's got
it's really
105
cat-
Court Street.
Oh, it's right
think
across
that-
from the church.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've already started some work maybe to it, but I mean, it's still completely up. And I did drive by it and there is access from the alley and from the main street. But it's still complete work that has to be done.
Right.
I just wanted to update you on that, so we're not
Okay.
making an application for that piece of property.
Thank you for that update. We'll take no action on that one. Item 11, new business. Approved purchases over 25,000.
We don't have any, there might have been one on there for radios, new radios, but we, in the meantime, got this, opportunity for a grant. And so instead of putting that on here now, we're gonna, see if we can get the grant.
That's a good one.
When you say radios, are you talking like for maintenance or
Bus
bus
transportation.
transportation? Okay. Just. Okay, Item B, discussion or possible action to approve summer hours. This is something we've done in the past. And it was brought up. Have this put on the agenda. I think Renee might have asked for this to be put on the agenda to give you all the opportunity to have summer hours for what's left of the summer.
We would like H2. That's a possibility, but historically what it's been. And then board meetings, we also added that on there because we were gonna try to move those up.
We did,
That's up to you all.
yeah, we did talk about that at the last meeting, but I was thinking somebody said 5 would be the earliest they could. Anybody make that statement or am I dreaming?
I'm open anytime. I actually think it was Megan that mentioned the earlier central office hours. I'd forgotten to include that. I was the board meetings. I wanted to give credit where it was due.
You all do 4 o'clock meetings?
I can.
I can.
Does that work for the staff? Pardon me? Does that work for the staff? I think it will, yeah. Better than 6. If you get off at 2.
Yes. I'll make the motion that we approve, board office summer hours, 8 to 2, and the new board meeting hours for the summer, 4 PM.
Second.
There's a motion by Mrs. Farley, seconded by Mr. McBride to approve the approve the summer hours for the central office from 8 AM to 2 PM and board meetings for the summer, starting at 4. Any discussion? And that would be just for board meetings, that would be the first meeting through the first meeting in August. So, and then the second meeting in August, second meetings are generally when we have went to the elementary schools, but in the second meeting in August, we could probably still have it here because they're starting to get back into the swing of school. And we would give them, and then starting in September, we could have our first meeting at the high school. If that's okay with everyone.
Fine.
All right, so motion by Mrs. Farley, seconded by Mr. McBride. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes show by a 5-0 vote that the summer hours have been approved. As well as board. Item C, discussion or possible action to approve the special education MOU.
This is Carolyn Price Stevens, her company's Pinnacle Whole Life Services. We've contracted with her for many years, and there are no changes to the MOU. She does psychological evaluation.
I'll make, go ahead.
Make a motion that we approve the MOU.
I'll second. Motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by myself that we approve the MOU. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the MOU for special education Pinnacle Whole Life Services has been approved. Okay, item D, discussion or possible action regarding insurance for the HAE parking lot.
This is that fairly new parking lot. It's up what street? Cross Street. We just kind of, Ms. Quirk actually kind of had a panic moment. Are we covered? Insurance on that property, and for the underwriter at Brim, the coverage follows the customer wherever they go. It's not necessary to add the location. It's automatically covered for general liability.
Right.
We just want to clear that up.
All right, thank you. No action on that one. Item E, discussion or possible action to approve out-of-state overnight trips. This is for Marty Mann, July 19th through the 22nd, Alexandria, Virginia.
Make a motion, we approve that state.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Harvey to approve the out-of-state overnight trip. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the out-of-state overnight trip for Marty Mann to Alexandria, Virginia for special ed has been approved. Item F, discussion or possible action to close a pre-K classroom at Hinton Area Elementary and add to Summers County Comprehensive High School.
In the pre-K policy, this is a process that you have to go through, but we wanted to put our pre-K classroom back at the high school for the, it also benefits the early childhood education program down there. There's a whole lot more they can do with the classroom right next to them than if they have to travel to the schools. When we did it there before, it was a great success. At that, it was closed against my will, and moved back against Aaron. So we're putting it back, and the process is you have to do an addendum, and it goes to the state pre-K department, West Virginia Department of Ed. It was approved at the state for us to close. You have to close that classroom and then open another classroom. And they approved that. So now we
Same
need
room
you
as
to
before?
approve that. Pardon me?
Same room as before?
Yes.
Does that playground equipment still exist?
No. So that has to be put in place. The playground has to be. Now, some of the pieces were sent to the elementaries. We're not going to take them back from the elementary.
Any grant funding available potentially for that?
There is going to be some CTE grant because it is part of the CTE program. And the CTE program kind of bought some of that stuff in the first place. There's very little pre-K money. What money that is pre-K special needs, but there's a little money that could be used possibly.
There's a program underneath the River Gorge Regional Development Authority called Active West Virginia. They might have some monies or be able to direct you to where some monies might be.
We've got quotes to put the fence back up because you have to put the fence back up on the playground. And today I sat in on a grant opportunity possibly for an SRO. But it was the same one I sat on last year, and it's not for SROs, but they did say you could purchase fencing for protecting
The
students.
security measures, I guess.
So we can apply for that grant. The first date it's due. There are two parts to it. Is August 4th, I believe. So I will apply for that for the at least the fencing.
Would that also cover some of the window treatment?
It
we
might, yeah.
Well, and a couple years ago, and brought to previous administration, there was some type of security, like a button kind of thing that teachers could wear around their necks, were attached with their lanyards. And given the breadth and length of the school, that something like that might be.
I thought of that too, because that was a legislative law that was passed that we are allowed to do that. Before that, I don't think we were allowed, or there was something to do with that. But there's no funding for it. So I thought about
If
that
that
too when I
was-
was watching the webinar.
Thank you.
That would be good.
And I'll just say that CTE program is a great program. Ms. Rhodes does a really good job, and I think it's going to be not only a benefit to her program because they're going to be able to spend more time but it's also going to be a big benefit to the pre-K program because they're going to be right there. She can probably have more interaction with
Yeah.
them there than what the students are getting by having to travel. So
I agree.
I think it's a win for both parties involved.
I make a motion that we approve the closure of the pre-K classroom at HAE and add to the Summers County Comprehensive High School.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Farley, seconded by Mrs. Harvey, that we close the pre-K classroom and add to Summers County Comprehensive High School. Discussion. I'm just gonna say, even though it's worded as a closure,
There's still
It's-
one
it's a
there.
thing,
There's
yeah.
just two there now, so we're taking one
Yeah.
of them and moving it.
and it's, while we're closing it, we're opening
Right.
or
The
or
same one.
moving another one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have the same number of
Right.
pre-K classrooms, so.
Broadening horizons.
Yep, so, again, motion by Mrs. Farley, seconded by Mrs. Harvey. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote. The motion to close the pre-K classroom and move it from at Hinton Area Elementary and add to Summers County Comprehensive High School has been approved. Come back to item G. Item H, discussion or possible action to approve the new school MOU. This is one Dr. Knott and I talked about as well. This is a grant that we're getting.
It is a flow-through grant, is that how it's for $120,000, is that right? But it comes to us and then we're invoiced by New School and we give it to New School, but it's to pay for their counselors in our schools. And right now, that is all New School is providing for us, is the mental health counseling.
I'll make a motion, we approve the new school MOU.
Second.
Motion by myself, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we approve the new school MOU. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote. The new school MOU has been approved. Discussion or possible action regarding Gordon's Food Service. Dr. Knott, I'm going to let you explain this one.
Well, Gordon's is the one that the co-op chose. In our previous bid, they will accept a P card, and they do accept a P card, but now they are charging a fee. It's like every other place in the world for credit cards. So we had used it and it's a big purchase, so we were getting some of that rebate money on the P card that way. But if they're charging us a fee for it, it's going to cut into our benefit there. So we were seeking approval to pay Gordon's bills as they come in via check. And kind of like we do with the utility bills, because it's always going to be, it's very routine. We buy food every month, so if we could do that and then we can pay by check, we can get the other thing the P card helped us do is get the prompt pay rebate. And if we pay by check and we have to wait till you approve it, we're not going to get the prompt pay rebate. So if you would give us permission to pay as they come in and then you approve it after the fact, kind of. Mr. Angel did question what if there's like an outlandish, it's skyrocketed price. They let us know when prices are changing ahead of time. We never get a bill when all of a sudden we want to know why the butter's gone up that much. They tell us ahead of time. And it's like quarterly, they'll have to tell us the price increase or decreases sometimes.
Right.
Oh, that's nice.
Not very often.
I don't suppose there's a legality issue at all.
I think you gave permission to do it with utility bills.
Okay.
Is that true?
I think so.
So that's why we thought maybe we could ask for that, because it's similar, it's very routine.
I'll make a motion that we allow the checks for Gordon Foods to be paid at time of service. Second.
Motion by Mr. Brogan. Seconded by Mr. McBride. Any discussion? These are monthly bills, right? Is it monthly?
I think they're.
Quarterly.
No, they're like every 2 weeks
Mhm.
or weekly.
Okay.
They're not.
They
weekly.
can even be weekly. And what we could do while you were talking about this is just something that came to my mind, because something that Amanda did this month that I thought actually worked really well was she processed, for the month of June, she was processing bills every few days, with the check register. So that might be something that Denise could do with Gordon, is on a weekly basis. So then on Friday, maybe we could just go ahead and send out the check register. So, or as she gets, I mean, she may not have something every Friday, but she could do it on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So then she's going ahead and sending that check out, but then you all can, she can also go ahead and send you all the register, so you all would be aware of what's going out as well. And then have it ready for the next board meeting. So at least you know what's going and not waiting until that next board meeting. I mean, you wouldn't approve it until the next board meeting, but you at least would be aware of what is going out. So there is that communication.
And I will say that Mr. Mallory did say that child nutrition did a really good job of,
He did.
reducing the county
Contribution.
contribution. So this is just one more way we didn't want to like turn it around and go the other way, so.
Right. All right, so we have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mr. McBride. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the action regarding Gordon's Food Service has been approved. Item 12, personnel.
There is an added resignation on there. It's in your packet. It came in today.
Yep, that's all.
Mm,
You had the email to Ms. Brand, but it did come to me and Dr. Green today as well.
I'll make a motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for personnel. Motion by myself, seconded by Mrs. Harvey, that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for personnel. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Let the record minutes show by a 5-0 vote that the superintendent's recommendation for personnel has been approved. I'll jump back to item E. This is discussion of, I'm sorry, G, thank you. Numbers and letters I'm struggling with today. Appreciate Mrs. Harvey keeping me on track here. No, I appreciate it. Pre-K, that's all right. Item G, discussion or possible action to consider contract with Pamela Hamrick. We have this contract in our folder. Dr. Knott and I talked about this. If you all happen to notice, she was on our resignation list. This will actually save us a little bit of money in the long run, having her services contracted versus having her on staff full time. Anything else you want to add?
Well, she was the teacher of hearing vision impairments, which is a very low incidence population. One of those students graduated this year, with no more coming in, so she had an opportunity in another county and thought of us as well to contract, so I'm appreciative of that because it's also a very hard position to fill.
She's very excellent
She
at
is
what she does. Got to see their showcase evening this spring, and it was very formative, very impressive.
I make a motion that we accept the contract with Pamela Hamrick.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Farley, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we accept the superintendent's recommendation on the contract with Pamela Hammer. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the superintendent's recommendation has been approved. Item 13, superintendent report.
The only thing I was gonna talk about the next meters, but we talked about that earlier. I think you're done after talking to him with Strange and seeing the picture that he took. I knew the osprey was down there. So I went down to actually look to see if it was just an empty nest. It's still there, so, it's actually, it's not a football lot, it's a baseball lot.
A baseball,
But
yeah.
it's at the edge there of the football field.
Okay.
Baseball. And, Ms. Bragg said baseball lights were on this spring, so, anyway, I'm gonna contact DNR to see if there's anything special we have to do.
We did. That osprey didn't have to sit there as long.
Yeah.
I was worried it might have been a ball. And then we would not be able to. But even an osprey is probably, as Dr. Naughton and I thought, probably protected as
Yeah.
well, so. Well, even. Yeah.
Yeah, those are
He's big.
Wow. I got a picture and I put zoomed in on.
Yeah.
So I could just look a blur.
Oh,
That's all I had.
all right. Item 14, discussion of next agenda. We have our statutory meeting Monday, July 6th. Do we have time for that? Did we set a time?
Well,
It's going to be a
the
fairly quick
agenda went
meeting.
out and it was set for 4 o'clock,
Okay.
but we can change it if this meeting decided it needed to be at a different time. But the agenda, first round had to go out.
It'll be a pretty short meeting,
I have to.
30
leave at
minutes
4
tops, probably.
I have to leave by 4:15 for work Monday. Would it be over by 4:15?
We had the oath of office for the
Mhm.
new but elected members.
Mhm.
Election of president, vice president, the representative, the SESC, and the representative, WB extension.
So, I mean,
Can we set it up
we could,
to 3
well, we can even
or
probably. move it.
having it whenever?
I
You wanna
don't
make it
think
down
it would
your
take
lunch
that
break?
long.
Could have it earlier. You know, you do lunch, I could do it at 8 o'clock.
I think it'd be, I mean,
Let you. You want to do lunch or you want to do 8 a.m.? 8 a.m.? We do it that early?
I won't drive the truck this time.
Okay.
I have it here.
Yeah, we'll have it here.
All right.
Is that all right with you too? I'm asking over on this side. Are you all good
Absolutely.
with 8 a.m.?
mhm.
Okay. Joey, are you good with that? Gotta ask the chauffeur, so.
You start work? Are you driving? Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's all right. I'll walk down here. Yes, I
I
will.
can pick you up.
Okay, thank you. Yes, under school. His vacation's over.
So you are partying. Go back to school.
All right. Okay, so we have that on our calendar. Anything else besides what was on the agenda that we need to talk about? We can't because the agenda's already went out, so I was just going through.
You want to set a time for your work session?
So we have, I was looking back at the minutes from June 9th. So we have our regular meeting on June 30th. We won't have any more meetings between the statutory meeting and the 30th.
Well, that's today.
Thinking July 3rd. All right. Wow. Summer's half gone. Okay, so, this has been a rough day. July 6th. What date did we pick for I don't have it on here.
I thought we
I
picked 28.
thought I had it in my calendar, but I didn't see it.
I have it on my calendar for the 28th.
Okay.
I thought I had it on mine too.
Okay, it must have, you know what? I bet I put it for June instead of July. Okay, so the 28th, so we need to pick a time. I know you all had been working on some potential items for an agenda. What kind of time constraints do you think we need? How much time do you all think you'll need for your items?
Um,
The meeting will be at 4 p.m. on that date.
Yeah, the meeting will be at 4, so however many hours we would need before that.
I don't think it needs to be a long one because we were gonna plan to do these maybe quarterly.
Yeah.
or More regularly. So maybe. Yeah.
Okay. And what I'd like to do is just, because we're doing the work session and the meeting at the same time, we'll start with our work session agenda items and then we'll roll into our regular meeting items. And that way, if at 4 o'clock we haven't finished our work session, we don't have to rush through it,
Mhm.
like we've had to do in the past. We'll just proceed.
Start
If that's-
the work session with the pledge and all this.
Start the work session with the pledge and then drop it right in there. Yeah, that's all right with you all. If you have any items, so you said a couple hours, so let's go with 2 p.m. Okay. And then, so between July 28th and July 6th, we won't have a meeting. And bills and everything will be okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We paid as much as we possibly could this time.
Okay. All right. If you have items for the work session, reach out to Dr. Knott or myself and we'll get it added on. I know we've talked about a few things already, so just look over the agenda good when it does come out and maybe if we can get I hate to rush Denise and you all, but if we can get the agenda a little bit early, that way, since it's a work session, and we can review it, it may trigger some ideas
I've
on
been
the
keeping a
other
list
items.
of things that have come up.
Okay,
Not a great big list.
One of the things that I thought about was, if you guys have it, thank you all, is the strategic plan for the year.
It was just submitted and,
Yeah, so just for you guys to present that.
add to the work session, superintendent goals,
okay.
because you and I'd emailed about that, and that way we can go ahead and start the ball rolling. I think we have till September 15th is when we have to have them submitted to the state, so that'll allow us to get things going and give us plenty of time to work on.
Okay. What was the thing you just said? Is that right?
Strategic plan.
Okay, so I wrote what you said.
Sorry.
It'll roll right into the goals.
All right, any other items for the next agenda? Mr. McBride,
All right, I make a motion, we adjourn. Time is 7:15.
there's a motion by Mr. McBride, seconded by Mrs. Harvey, that we adjourn this meeting. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Let the minutes reflect by 5-0 vote. This meeting is now adjourned.